What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done and getting my 10,000 steps in. Do you remember that one thing I talked about? It was a few months back. There was a mom named Kelli Bryant. She had three kids, a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 12-year-old in Pontiac, which is Pontiac's a good 30 minutes away from downtown Detroit where I'm at. But that case went national because she left her three children there since 2020 so that she can go be fast. Ironically, before she ended up getting busted, she was posting about a food drive on Facebook. Talking about make sure you check out this food drive. And it was so crazy looking at that after learning what we did about how she was dropping off food, like hardly dropping off food for her own children, but was talking about make sure you come to this food drive and whatnot. Well, she's had her day in court. This woman, woo, man, she definitely not getting out of this. She is seemingly callous about the whole thing. She said she sacrificed her kids so that she could have a life. Some people just are not cut out to be parents. If you guys remember the details of this, the three kids, they were living in the house. They had been by themselves. They weren't allowed to go outside. She did not communicate with the two girls, the 13 and 12-year-old girls. She did not communicate with them whatsoever. She only would communicate with the 15-year-old. She had them saved in her phone as oldest, kid one, and kid two. In their phones, though, they had her as world's greatest mom. That in itself just really stings because she was anything but. I remember the boy saying that he went outside to feel the grass, and that really hit me because I'm outside every damn day. I love being outside, and it's things like that that we take for granted. These kids, they will never recover from this, and that really upsets me. Kids, they rely on us for everything, right? Like, you have to take care of kids. You have to take care of your own. They're yours. You chose to have them. You chose to have relations without rubbers, and you chose to let the guy let off in you. He chose not to wear a rubber. He chose to let off in you. You have two adults being very irresponsible. And whether you intend to or not, if you're being irresponsible, you're going to have children. That's just the way that it works. But you owe them. You have the responsibility to them to take care of them because they didn't ask to be here. They're here because of you. So the kids were vitamin D deficient. The defense attorney, and man, I'm sorry, this wouldn't have been a case that I could have took, but the defense attorney is saying, oh, well, lots of people are vitamin D deficient. You know, we're here in Michigan, so that is kind of true, but come on, bruh. They're never going outside. So saying that this isn't really a big deal because lots of people have vitamin D deficiency here in Michigan, it's just kind of like, damn, really? That's what you're going with, bruh? Also, he's saying that this isn't really a case of abuse because she was dropping off food to them regularly. Again, this defense attorney, I'm assuming this is some public defender. No disrespect to him, but I just believe that a higher profile attorney, let's go with that, would likely have better explanations for this deplorable behavior because these defenses that he's giving, they ain't it, man. These are not gonna win her any favors. Well, they're not winning her any favors because the judge is like, yeah, this is moving forward to trial. Those kids The place was so nasty that depending on what news report you looked at, they had stuff blurred. There was trash everywhere. There were feces everywhere. The kids were sleeping on pizza boxes. It was just, man, it was just so nasty. I remember that, and that just hit me. I hated this because, I talk a lot about stuff like this when it happens close to home. It's just extra crappy when it involves kids because kids rely on parents for provision and protection. The father, where the hell was he? The parents of the woman, they believed all this time that the kids were with the father. That's why they didn't question anything. But I'm just like, bro, where the hell was the father at? Because how the hell were your kids in a situation like this for like 4 years and you didn't know? That's crazy to me, man. Your kids were living like this and you didn't know. So they're with a family, no, not a family friend. They're with a relative. They're with a relative. It's not the father. Honestly, it shouldn't be the father because if you didn't care enough to check in on them during this 4 years, clearly you aren't interested in their health and well-being. But this whole thing just is really strange, man. The kids' fingernails were overgrown. They could hardly walk. They had nasty hair. They couldn't wash anything. She never dropped off any sort of hygiene products. The authorities, one of them said they had never been in a place that smelled so bad that didn't have a body. And also, when the police came, because they only came because she was paying the rent. She stopped paying the rent for whatever reason, and that's why this got uncovered. She stopped paying the rent. That was weird to the landlord. He stopped over to check in and see what was going on. He couldn't tell what was going on. She didn't answer. He comes back the next day to meet the police there, and that's how the police get in. And the kids, the oldest, reached out to the mom to let her know that the police was there. She told them to hide. She told them kids to hide there. Obviously, they weren't going anywhere. They went looking around. They found the eldest, and he called to the other ones for them to come out, and it all went from there. The kids are, from all reports, doing okay. They got a huge outpouring of donations in the form of school supplies and clothing. I mean, they had so much to where they had to tell people that they couldn't take no more donations because they were like overwhelmed. I mean, I'm glad to see that the community stands up in times like that. But this mom, man, throw the whole mom away, man. Lock her up and throw away the key. This is somebody that, to be this callous about the care and protection and overall well-being of your own children is absolutely diabolical. I'm gonna leave it there though, y'all. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon. Peace.